Good evening and welcome to the Trade Exchange for the 7th of September 2016 for your market wrap-up. Let's dive right into the numbers this evening. Dow Jones Industrial Average off by 0.06% at 18,526. The S&P 500, as you see on the right-hand side, more or less flat, just slightly to the negative at 2186.16. We do see some gyrations, let's call it just after 10:30, and through about 2 o'clock, just after the beige book. We did have the beige book come out at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Nasdaq was higher by 0.15% at 5283.93. The FTSE higher as well at 68.46.58, up by 1/3%. The larger stories continue to be oil, volatility in gold, yield, and the dollar. So we'll jump into USO, which is West oil fund there. So taking a look at West Texas Intermediate crude, higher today by 1.83% at 46.10. We're going to continue to see interesting gyrations, interesting volatility in oil as we're approaching the OPEC meeting. A lot of commentaries, various OPEC and non-OPEC country oil ministers commenting on prices, freezing of output, not freezing of output, lots of conversation around that. So we'll continue to monitor that, and we'll get into the economic activity for tomorrow, where you'll see EIA petroleum status report at 11 instead of at 10:30, the EIA natural gas report at 10:30, but we'll get to that in just a brief moment. Silver lower by 1.33%, 10-year yield remaining in that range of 1.5% to 1.6% yield. The dollar index below that 95 at 94.961. And remember, as the dollar fluctuates, it gives credence to interesting fluctuations on West Texas Intermediate crude, obviously denominated in U.S. dollars. So as we see fluctuations in the dollar compared to other currencies, we see that fluctuation in West Texas Intermediate crude as well. For your economic activity for tomorrow, a reminder, it is a shortened week. We basically have 4 trading days. We're trying to fit all the economic activity in 4 days. So we'll have your regular jobless claims, Bloomberg Consumer Comfort Index, quarterly services survey. We will have the EIA natural gas report at 10:30. Half hour later, we'll have the EIA petroleum oil status report at 11. Consumer credit at 3 p.m. and after hours we'll have the money supply and Fed balance sheet. We are still in earnings season, folks, so quite a bit of more pre-market and after hours coming through. Pre-market will have BKS, SNOW, NAV, SKIS, PNY, to name a few. After hours we'll have CHKE, PSG, RH, VM, STLY. On option activity for today, some highlighted activity in CERS, HOG, and MSTX. Reminder, whenever you see put buying on the offer, it has to be a negative connotation, negative sentiment in that particular trade. Buying calls on the offer tends to be bullish, and vice versa. Selling calls is bearish, selling puts is bullish sentiment overall. Company filings, we have a RMP SC13G being filed, MYOS Form 4 Director purchasing just under 23,000 shares at $1.59. Let's jump into your highlighted level watch alert from Zozo Level Watch Alert. This came out at after 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And the trick here, folks, is to get this in real time. And what do we do with our experience, with the Trade Exchange analyst experience, with contributor experience? We provide this information for you, so it's usable information, actionable information throughout the trading day. So let's dive into the level watch alert from Zozo Level Watch Alert. SGY over 11.95, possible 12 break at 11:39 in the morning. We'll expand on that just a little bit. And you see the blue arrow here, 11.95 is the white line here, blue arrow. And you do see some volume coming in and a continuation of positive price action. Let's dive into AGIO. You do see the blue arrow here over 45.07. That came in at 11.49. You do see a continuation of volume there and a continuation of positive price action over that 45.07 level. So really awesome looks by Zozo Level Watch Alert after that 11 o'clock hour. Diving into some highlighted syndicate, one thing we wanted to point out, if you're new to syndicates or wondering how things work, great time to take a look at the morning mashup. We'll show you that in just a moment, but we wanted to highlight one thing in OLLI. We did see a secondary public offering of over 13 million shares. We did see the stock lower by 3.2%, and you really see that downward let's call it trajectory, if you will, off the open, and staying really below that VWAP line. This is just a really simple 1 minute candlestick chart, but you see the impact of what syndicates have on particular equities. So we wanted just to highlight that briefly. In merger and risk arb, we did have CMG, DD, DOW, STRZA, LGF, and FDML. This is all coming from Merger Brief. We do recommend taking a look at all this information, folks, provided to you in the forum and the morning mashup. So let's dive into the morning mashup really quickly. If you're relatively new to TradeXchange, perhaps you just subscribed or you're thinking of subscribing, there's lots, chock full of information that the TradeXchange provides, and we'll show you that in just a moment. So this is off the home page. You'll click on morning mashup. I'm just going to show you this in another window. And what you see here is a way to sign up for the morning mashup. You enter your name, your email, and your phone number. We're going to go ahead and click on this is this morning's morning mashup, a great piece of information, including schedules and what the market is doing pre-market, top headlines, insider purchases, meetings, some description, some definition of what's happening out there. Your upgrades, downgrades, initiates, your EGN, and we'll show you that also, the full EGN in just a moment. And here it is, your merger and risk arb and your highlighted syndicates, folks. So this is all the syndicates that are coming in from after hours, let's say yesterday and into this morning. Critical information to know for every single trader getting into this particular market. So we'll go ahead and click on EGN and we will show you what this looks like. Very similar to the morning mashup, and what you have here is, see as that's coming up, similar to morning mashup, you'll see how and there you are with your name, email, and phone number. Go ahead and sign up for the emails and you will get this in an email form. And what does it look like? It's an amazing piece of work. 14 pages of information on particular headlines parsed throughout the world before you wake up, folks. So this is a great way to get going in the morning from EGN Early Global News. So folks, thanks for checking in. This has been the TradeXchange market wrap up for the 7th of September 2016. Wishing all of you a very pleasant evening.